After a difficult qualifying session at the Monaco Grand Prix in 2025, Lewis Hamilton surprised everyone, not with anger, not with frustration, but with calmness and maturity. He had just received a three-place grid penalty for allegedly blocking Max Verstappen during Q1. In the past, a mistake like this, caused by miscommunication over team radio, would have created major tension between driver and engineer. But this time, something very different happened. Hamilton didn't blame anyone. He didn't point fingers at his engineer, Riccardo Adami. He didn't use the media to express hidden frustration. Instead, he chose to stay calm and focus on the bigger picture. This quiet, professional response stood out, especially considering how emotional Formula One can be, and especially how emotional Ferrari's environment usually is. During Q1, Hamilton had been told that Max Verstappen was slowing down ahead of him. The message came from his race engineer, Riccardo Adami, who has been working closely with Hamilton since his arrival at Ferrari. Trusting the information, Hamilton slowed down too, but Verstappen was actually on a fast lap. Moments later, Verstappen aborted the lap and complained over the radio. That complaint led to an FIA investigation and, eventually, Hamilton's grid penalty. Many people expected Lewis to be angry, but instead of showing frustration or blaming his engineer, Hamilton kept his cool. He explained the situation clearly, saying, "The team told me Max was slowing down. It happens, but the car felt great and I'm proud of the work we're doing." Those few words told a much bigger story. In any other team, or in Ferrari's past, such a mistake could have led to a breakdown in trust. But Hamilton turned the moment into a chance to grow his partnership with Adami. He didn't treat the radio error as a problem. He treated it as a learning experience, one that could help the team improve their communication. This wasn't just about defending a teammate, it was about building a solid foundation of trust, even when things go wrong. This type of behavior is not common in Formula One, especially not at Ferrari. The Italian team is known for passion, emotion, and sometimes internal chaos. Over the years, many top drivers, like Sebastian Vettel and Fernando Alonso, have joined Ferrari with big dreams, only to leave frustrated after struggling with internal problems. But Hamilton is trying to change that. By handling the situation calmly, he sent a clear message. He's not just a great driver, he's also a leader. He's not there to blame people, he's there to help the team grow. And that kind of leadership, especially in a high-pressure team like Ferrari, is something rare and valuable. Riccardo Adami, Hamilton's race engineer, is no stranger to pressure. He's been with Ferrari through the emotional ups and downs of Vettel and the passionate outbursts of Charles Leclerc. He's seen how quickly things can fall apart when mistakes happen. Usually, when a mistake like this occurs, it creates a crack, a small opening where blame and politics can sneak in. But Hamilton didn't let that happen. He didn't make any angry radio comments. He didn't complain about the penalty. He didn't criticize the team. Instead, he focused on the positive. "We're building something here," he said after the session. "It's about communication and we'll get there." That kind of attitude is not just good for morale, it's powerful. It sets a tone for the whole team. Even Max Verstappen, the driver most affected by the incident, defended Hamilton. When reporters asked him about the situation, he said it clearly. "The team told him I was slowing down. Of course he moved. That's normal. It's not his fault." Coming from a fierce rival, that statement carried a lot of weight. Verstappen could have used the moment to criticize Hamilton or stir up controversy. Instead, he backed him up. That not only showed respect for Hamilton, it also quietly questioned Ferrari's internal communication. What's even more interesting is how Ferrari responded, or rather how they didn't respond. There was no official comment from the team. Riccardo Adami didn't release a statement. Ferrari didn't try to defend the error publicly. There was just silence. But silence can say a lot. Sometimes it means people are uncomfortable. Sometimes it means they don't know what to say. But this time, Hamilton filled that silence with confidence. He didn't let it become a space for blame or uncertainty. He used it as a moment to show leadership. In Formula One, especially at Ferrari, public unity often hides private problems. Drivers and engineers often smile in front of cameras, even when they're frustrated behind the scenes. But Hamilton's calm response didn't feel like PR. It felt real. He didn't just protect his engineer, he protected the team. And in doing so, he strengthened the relationship that matters most on race day, the one between driver and engineer. This is more than just a story about a mistake. It's a story about how you respond when things go wrong. In the high-pressure world of Formula One, every decision, every message, every comment is magnified. One radio message can lead to a penalty. One public statement can affect team morale, and one mistake, if handled badly, can ruin relationships. But Hamilton didn't let that happen. He kept his emotions in check. He focused on the long term. He showed that leadership isn't just about being fast on track. It's about being calm, respectful, and strategic when things go wrong. And, for a team like Ferrari, that kind of leadership can make all the difference. What happened in Monaco could have been another classic Ferrari drama, a mistake, a penalty, and a driver upset with his engineer. But instead it became a turning point. Hamilton didn't react with anger, he reacted with trust, and by doing that, he set a new standard for how things can be done at Ferrari. Hamilton knows the history. He knows that drivers at Ferrari have often struggled with internal politics and poor communication. He's seen it happen to other champions, but he's not falling into the same traps. Instead, he's using every challenge as a chance to build something better. After the qualifying session, Hamilton stood in front of cameras and gave a short statement. He didn't talk about being frustrated. He didn't make excuses. He simply said he was proud of the team and the car felt great. And then he added two simple words in Italian. Grazie a tutti. Thank you, everyone. Those words weren't just polite. They had meaning. They showed gratitude. They showed that Hamilton is not just driving for Ferrari. He's becoming part of Ferrari. He's respecting the culture, supporting his engineer, and leading by example. In a team where emotional outbursts have often led to internal problems, Hamilton's approach is refreshing. He's showing that you can lead without yelling, you can inspire without blaming, and you can fix problems without making a scene. This isn't just about one race or one penalty. It's about changing the culture. And that takes time, patience, and consistency. But if anyone can do it, it's someone like Hamilton, someone who understands that Formula One is about more than just speed. It's about teamwork, trust, and communication. Sources close to Ferrari have already noticed the difference. Engineers are becoming more focused, communication is improving, and Riccardo Adami, who has always been steady and professional, now seems more energized and motivated. That's not an accident. That's the result of working with a driver who knows how to lead. By absorbing the blame, by refusing to lash out, and by continuing to build trust, Hamilton has shown everyone at Ferrari that he's serious. Serious about winning, but also serious about building a strong and united team. He's not demanding perfection. He's encouraging progress. Ferrari has always had speed, but speed alone isn't enough. The team has often struggled with consistency, strategy, and internal unity. Hamilton's actions in Monaco didn't just fix a small mistake. They helped lay the groundwork for something much bigger, a stronger, more stable, and more focused Ferrari. When we look back on the 2025 season, the Monaco Grand Prix might not be remembered for the result on paper. It might not be the race that brought Hamilton back to the top of the podium, but it could be remembered as the weekend that changed Ferrari's future. A weekend where leadership, maturity, and quiet strength turned a potential disaster into a moment of growth. That's the real story behind Hamilton's radio issue in Monaco. Not the penalty, not the mistake, but the response. Calm, respectful, focused. It's a reminder that in Formula One, how you handle the hard moments often defines your legacy more than your victories. And Hamilton once again showed why he's not just one of the best drivers on track, but one of the best leaders off it too. As the season continues, every race will bring new challenges. There will be more difficult moments, more strategy calls, more pressure. But with Hamilton at the center of the team, Ferrari may finally have what it has been missing for years. Not just speed, but strength. Not just passion, but purpose. And not just hope, but real lasting leadership. By turning a simple radio mistake into a moment of trust and growth, Lewis Hamilton may have done something that no Ferrari driver has done in a long time. He may have started to change the way the team works from the inside. And that could be the beginning of something truly special. Even when Verstappen publicly defended him, Hamilton didn't use that support to criticize Ferrari. He could have easily said, "See, even Max agrees it wasn't my fault." But he didn't. He let the facts speak for themselves.